Hi, Vector T13 is here. This video guide was dedicated to experienced users, for the people who already know what is the Antidetect project, and who already has an experience with it. If you're a newbie, and you didn't know anything about my project, I recommend you to watch another video on my YouTube channel, on the Vector T13 YouTube channel. You can find extended Antidetect 4 extended video guide. This is the full video guide from the start, from the installation and registration of the software till the end, till the work with the anti-fraud systems. So we will start. So as you know, a few days ago, at 18th of December, year 2022, the Antidetect 4 project was released, and as you see on your screen, there is Antidetect 4 Patreon edition. What does it mean? 1 month ago, at 18th of November, Oracle company has released VirtualBox 7.0.4 version, so only 1 month ago, at 18th of December, the new Antidetect project, which was based on the VirtualBox 7.0.4 code base, was released. This is very important for us because VirtualBox 7.0.4 contains a lot of new features, and with this code base we can prevent a lot of leaks, which happens on the previous version, on the Antidetect number 3, which was based on the VirtualBox 6.1.26 code base. So guys, let's start. As you see, this is the new software. I have changed a little bit interface and icons, but so in this video guide I will just I will make an answer on the popular questions, and let's start. First, we need to create new operating system. As you see, creating virtual machine wizard was a little bit changed. So first we need to enter the name. It doesn't matter what kind of name you will input, but I don't recommend to use some specific characters and spaces and something like that. The best way is to use English. This is the really best way. After that, we need to choose operating system ICO file, image file, for example, it will be Windows 10. After you will choose the ICO file, you can choose the edition. I recommend to use Windows 10 Home or Windows 10 Pro N. This letter N means that this Windows edition will be without additional multimedia functionality, and it will take less space on your hard drive, and it will take less time to install it. So for example, I will choose Windows 10 Pro N. So we are working only with 64-bit editions. So if you are trying to use the old x86 edition, don't use it, only 64-bit. As you can see, there is new checkbox, skip unattended installation. What is unattended installation? Unattended installation is automatical installation of the operating system, automatical tweaks, and many other things. So if you want to do it manually with your hands, you can check this checkbox. Without it, the installation will be completely automatically. Let's go forward. Unattended install. As you see, there is a username text field. You can input any username, absolutely any username that you want. When you are open the creation wizard, The username will be always random, so you can just, for example, leave this username, as in my case it will be Warface, yeah. The password, you can input it or you cannot input it, doesn't matter, absolutely. If you will input it, you will only lose your time to enter it each time you will launch the operating system. There is absolutely no reason to input the password because anti-fraud system cannot check your password, yeah. So just losing your time. Product key, unnecessary to input it, but if you will input it, please randomize it, input every new machine, every new product key, because websites cannot check your product key, and the software can check, local software can check your product key, but if you will not input it, they have nothing to check, yeah, so doesn't matter. The host name will be generated automatically like a domain name, so you can enter something or you can just leave it empty. No, absolutely no matter. Additional checkbox, guest additions. What is the guest additions? It's additional ICO file which contains drivers, yeah. So if you will check this checkbox, you can select the guest additions image, yeah. Usually it was located in the Antidetect folder, so just check this checkbox and do nothing with it. After that, hardware. I don't recommend to use less than 4 gigabytes of RAM, yeah, of memory, because it's almost year 2023, yeah, and it's shame. It's embarrassing to use computer which is less powerful than regular mobile phone. So please use, for example, as my advice, use 8 gigabytes. Processors, 2 cores or more. But if you want more, don't use 3 cores. Yeah, for example, choose 2 cores, 4 cores, 6 cores, 8 cores, for example. Yeah, but take my advice, 4 cores, it's completely enough for the really good performance. Yeah, and your system will work like a charm. Enable EFI. EFI, you need to check this checkbox only if you are using macOS, if you want to virtualize macOS, if you want to use macOS inside the Antidetect. You need to check another video on my YouTube channel. I hope I will release it till the end of year of 2022. Yeah. So this checkbox is only for macOS, and only in Windows you need to use it in only one case. If you want to use the secure boot. Secure boot is additional option, and this option can be used by the local software which checks your security, which checks your Windows security system. Yeah, it happens really rare. Yeah, but sometimes if you're working with the banks, for example, you need to use secure boot. Yeah, but Patreon edition doesn't work with the banks. Yeah, only personal version can. So you don't need to check this checkbox. Hard disk. There is nothing to change, just leave it as it is. Need network. New tab. Yeah. As you can see, we will start from the MAC address. As you know, our network card has a physical address, yeah, which name MAC address. It contains high bits, which contains information about network card vendor. Yeah, for example, ASUS will have this kind of high bits. The low bits are generated automatically. You can just press this button, yeah, and as you see, the MAC address will be generated. The lower bits will be generated. Yeah, lower bits contains information, just an ID, just an unique ID of your network card. But if in your computer there is a network card with a physical address, must be another device which will communicate using this MAC address. This is the physical level of the OCI model. So for example, in your real life, your computer or your telephone has a MAC address, and also your router also has a MAC address. So if you will use some kind of local software inside the Antidetect, you need to also input the router MAC address. Many people thought that websites can retrieve your MAC address. That's bullshit. That's bullshit because actually 10 years ago, in year of 2012, there is an opportunity to retrieve the user MAC address using the Adobe Flash technology, or using Java, not mess it with the JavaScript. For now on, there is no possibility to retrieve user MAC address. But listen to my advice. I suggest you to input the MAC address just for any case. And we know that the browser is the local software, and actually if you are using the Google browser in the Google ecosystem, I think it will be the best way to input the MAC address. So additional option, SynDNS. SynDNS, it's completely new product. Unfortunately, it's not available right now on the detect.expert website. SynDNS is the TCP UDP converter, so it converts TCP traffic to the UDP and backward. This option now is available for all Antidetect personal version users. If you're a personal version user, you can take SynDNS IP address from the Antidetect support. This SynDNS will protect you from a lot of leaks from your operating system, will block Akamai surveillance system, and will give you opportunity to use the DNS, regular DNS, and the regular completely native WebRTC. So for example, if you are using the proxy which doesn't have an UDP support, for example on the detect.expert, if you will open this website, you can find residential static proxies. They doesn't support UDP protocol instead of LTE. So if you will use this proxy or any another proxy which supports only TCP protocol, so SynDNS will allow you to use the UDP. That's really good thing. I hope in the end of January of year 2023 the SynDNS will be available like a separate product on the website detect.expert. I hope so. So the another option, proxy. There is two options. First is no proxy, so that means there will be no proxy used. The second one is SOCKS 5. All you need to do is just input IP address, port, username, password if it's necessary. And also you can input the DNS. I don't recommend to use the Google DNS because you can find the information about the latest Google DNS updates, and they are detecting users as they are fucking crazy. Really, they made a completely new surveillance system, so even using the DNS will identify you in the network. So it's terrible. You can use for example, any available open DNS inside the internet, or you can find additional DNS address according to your IP address on the website detect.expert. But if you don't want to use any of those options, the last thing you need to enter the last option will be just use this IP. So not the best decision, but acceptable. The next option, third option, is the OpenVPN. This option was created to use LTE proxy from the website detect.expert. As you can see here, we can open proxy tab and we have LTE proxy. What is the source of those proxies? Just regular modems, yeah, just those small things, which was located in the USA, United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Spain, and any other countries, yeah. This is regular modem, LTE modem, which was located, for example, here, and it will be located in London, yeah. And this modem has the regular SIM card, and you are a completely regular user, yeah. So you are renting a modem, for example, and this proxy has UDP support, but unfortunately not all of the software which allow us to use the proxy allow us to use the UDP protocol. So what is the solution? You can go to my proxy if you bought the LTE proxy. You can go to my proxies and you see there is a link, download VPN config. If you'll press the left mouse button, you will download the VPN config. But if you will press right mouse button and click copy link, you can input it inside the Antidetect config URL field. Yeah. So as you see, this is the link. Also, you need to log in. Yeah, copy login and the password. Input it here. Yeah. And after you press finish, the virtual machine will be created and virtual machine will use this proxy. Also, if some shit will happen and the proxy IP address will be dirty, it happens because the London is a really big city, more than 10 million of registered people. Yeah, so some people in London also work in our works with the Antidetect, you know. So sometimes the IP address may be dirty, and if you need to change it, you need to press this button. Yeah, as you see, this is the IP. We will change it right now, and you will get completely new IP address. Let's hold on a little bit. As you see, completely new IP. Let's check it. We will use the SOX checker here. I recommend to use the software which name is IP Auditor. But if you don't have it, that's embarrassing, but you can use this SOX checker. Yeah, we can check it. Hold on. As you see, this is the mobile proxy, 0 fraud rate, no active abuses, not detected as proxy, and the IP address in the subnetwork was checked only once. So this is the entire. This is one check. This is the best proxy that you can find in the internet. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely best. Yeah, and you can change your IP address every minute. So, for example, you're working with this proxy, you can make new account, for example, a Google account or any another, yeah, every minute, if you wish. But this option, the option to change the IP address, was unavailable on the residential static proxy. It's available only on the LTE proxy on all of the countries, yeah? So, let's proceed with the Antidetect. When you input all the information, you can press finish, virtual machine will be created, and this proxy will be launched completely automatically. Also, there is a few tweaks. The first tweak is to block the IPv6 protocol. You know, you need to use these options very careful, because for example, we will take the USA. In the USA, more than 65% of people are connected to the IPv6 network. So that means they have IPv4 IP address and IPv6 IP address. And for example, for the United States, it will be, it may be really strange why the people, why someone use only IPv4 address, yeah, instead of using two of those protocols. And for example, we'll take the Germany. In Germany, only 7% of people has the access to the IPv6 network, yeah. So I suggest you to use this option only based on your experience. So if you have some kind of problems with the anti-fraud, block it or unblock it. But you need to know, if you will unblock it, your real IPv6 address may leaks. Yeah. So I also suggest you to, if you will not block it, to use also the IPv6 proxy. The next option is block Windows Update. Block Windows Update option, as you can understand, it will block Windows Update. You will have only the notification, like here on the, you see, on the bottom, on the right side of the screen. Yeah, you will have only a notification, but you will don't have ability to download the Windows Update. It will save your time, it will save your traffic, and it will save the space on your hard drive. So, very important thing. The next option will be available only if you use SOCKS or no proxy, as you see. When you use the OpenVPN, the option block quick is unavailable. What is the quick? If you want to know what is it, you need to go to the Google. Yep. Oh. And quick protocol. And the most important thing is this. Let me open it. Gosh. Hold on. You see? This is HTTP Transport Layer Protocol number 2. And this is HTTP number 3. On this, I don't know why on this page is number 2 API, but for example here, as you see, it's number 3. What does it mean? The internet changes, and each day more and more websites are using HTTP 3 protocol. So that means for us that we will use the Quick protocol, which was developed by Google. And the Quick protocol will use UDP instead of TCP. That means if you will use the TCP proxy, they will completely doesn't work. Yeah, so you need to use the proxy with the TCP and UDP support, or you can just block the Quick protocol if you will use regular TCP proxy by checking this checkbox. Yeah. If you need more information, you can find it on the Google or on my YouTube channel. The next option is block NetBIOS. NetBIOS is the really really old technology, but it also may harm your ID because it contains few leaks. Yeah, so I recommend to block it. Offline OS install. What does it mean? Offline OS install will block the internet access until you will open it manually. It's useful to use it with the local software, or especially if you are working with the Microsoft Store. But unfortunately, Patreon version doesn't support Microsoft ecosystem, so only personal version support Microsoft ecosystem. Yeah, so you can check it or not, depends on you. Next tab is the anti-OS. You can find also a few new controls here. First is randomized font. Font fingerprint is the bullshit, yeah? But we need to randomize fonts, and I will tell you why. Just for example, we have installed operating system, yeah? Completely new, completely fresh install. We have, for example, 126 fonts, yeah? And if we will compare our system and our fonts with someone who has installed Adobe Photoshop, Microsoft Office or something else, there will be a really big difference. There will be new fonts there will be more fonts on the old system, yeah. So I suggest you to use this option. This option will install few additional fonts, always random, additional fonts into your system, and it will makes your system looks older, yeah. The next thing is randomize audio. And don't mess it with the audio fingerprint, yeah. Sometimes people are trying to change the audio fingerprint. It's a popular option in all of the Antidetects, yeah? But actually it's a bullshit, and I will tell you why. There is only, in the world, there is only 16 native fingerprints. That's it. Pretty simple. You know why? Because they, for example, we'll go on this website, yeah? And if we will check our fingerprint, this is the fingerprint, yeah, as you know. Don't mess it with it. This is your browser engine fingerprint. As you see, there is only 16 native fingerprints, which is popular. For example, in my case, there is an anomaly. If you will check it on your browser, you will find 0 and a lot of numbers. That means your fingerprint is native, yeah. If you will see something like in my case, or for example 0.1, yeah, that will be a problem. In my case, it's because I'm using a really high quality music, yeah, high quality audio settings, and for example, for now I'm using only 2 channels to record this video, yeah. As usual, I have more than 9 channels. So in my case, it's anomaly, and it's not the regular user, yeah. All of the other Antidetects, they are messing they are meshing those those audio settings, yeah, and they are adding noise, so you will always have the random fingerprint, but always you will have anomaly. In the Antidetect, there is a 16 fingerprints inside this option, 16 native and real fingerprints. It doesn't matter if you will doesn't use this option, because you will always get the native fingerprint. But if you want to change something in your life, use this. Next option is change Windows install date. I don't know what to say more than in this description. It will just change your Windows install date. It will make it older. For example, install date will be start of the 2022 or end of the 2021, something like that. The last thing is the preset. So you can choose any of the available presets. Some presets are unavailable, and because they are available only in personal versions, yeah. But if you will use, for example, you can find the Google preset, yeah, and as you see, there is a letter P. What does it mean, P? The letter P means that the special additional software, which name is Pumper, will be used in this preset. Pumper will give you an ability to visit websites with the content delivery networks, and it will make your ID visible to Google and Akamai surveillance system. So that's it. You need to just select the preset, press finish, and that's it. Your system is completely ready. All you need to do is just press start. There is a few additional options inside here, and those options are on the Antidetect. On the previous version, you need to press the Smart Random button always to change the hardware, yeah? But here, in the Antidetect number 4, you will always have the random hardware when you will create the operating system. So it's unnecessary to use this button. And as you can see, the hardware is similar to the hardware in Antidetect 3 project. I will tell you why. A lot of people are using a lot of virtual machines inside the Antidetect number 3. And if we will make a completely new hardware, that means the system will be harmed and the system will not work on the new project. So that's why I haven't put it the previous hardware, but in next updates I will put pieces of the hardware combinations and delete it, and I will add new hardware. Yeah. So you don't need to do anything here. You can also see that the ports are now added by default, so you don't need to add it manually. Yeah. And also here on the MISC hardware, keyboard and mouse will be also added automatically if you will use the preset. Also, there is a few options here on the system tab. There is a TPM encryption chip. You can use it or you can leave it. Doesn't matter. Depends on you only. And if you will use the, as I told you before, if you will use some specific software, like bank software, they will try to check your Windows security. Yeah, and in most of the cases they need the secure boot options. So to use it, you need to enable UEFI and enable the secure boot checkbox. But it's really rare and completely unnecessary in our regular work. Yeah, so as to use the TPM depends on you, and UEFI you need to use only if you will use the macOS system. So that's it. You can just, what we need to do now, only start operating system, start our virtual machine, and that's it. The system will be installed automatically, all the tweaks will be done automatically, and IP address with the proxy will be changed automatically, all leaks will be blocked, everything is okay, and you can just start your work, your successful work. In the end of my speech, I want to say that the Antidetect project is the most stable Antidetect in the world, because there is more than 100 browser Antidetects, but sometimes when they appear, they work good, yeah, but after only a few months, they work like shit. And my project was developed in the January of year of 2018, yeah. So that means almost, how many? 5 years ago? Almost 5 years, yeah? And it grows and grows and grows. I will not leave this project and will not leave you. The Antidetect is most stable and most functionality project in the world. Thank you so much and hope to see you in another video. Also, I will tell, if you need more information, try to find the extended video, Antidetect 4 extended video guide on the YouTube channel. It will appear till the end of year of 2022. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you.